Alright, so recently I just got some new Badlands gear and I wanted to show you guys what it's all about because I realized that I was trying to buy it myself that there was not much information on it. So I decided I would give you a review. I bought the Venture series, so the Venture bibs, the Venture jacket, and then like 2 weeks after that I bought this vest. So I thought I should give you a rundown on what I think is a good thing about the stuff and what I think is a bad thing about the stuff, and all the details that I learned through the process of buying. So stay tuned, and I'll try and give you the best review I can and let you decide on your decision when it comes to buying your new stuff. Hey guys, so recently I just bought some new hunting gear. I was looking at different options, different brands, and just every way I could go. I have some buddies that have Sitka. I have some friends that have First Light, that have seen all the expensive stuff. I got to use all the expensive stuff, but I'm kind of a bang for my buck kind of guy. And I really just wanted to find out, like, what is the best, or what I think could be the best hunting brand for the money. And as I was looking, I stumbled across a brand that is called Badlands. And I did see that they do have a pretty good following, but as I was looking into the stuff I wanted to buy, there's not much good information on it. Like, there's a lot of, like, little details on the website that you can learn from, but there's not much information as in YouTube videos and reviews of guys who actually truly got to buy it and put it to the test. So I went forward with the purchase. I got like 30 and 40% off of my gear. And so far, I've had it for a month and a half, and I've used it from duck hunting to goose hunting to whitetail hunting. What else? I think that's about it, but I have loved it. It is claimed, so everything it is claimed to be, it's true. It's awesome. So I wanted to walk you through my stuff and let you guys decide as you are purchasing the new hunting gear. So as I was looking at different options, I stumbled across one of their more known items. It's called the Venture jacket, and it's a very light jacket. It's very thin, and I was kind of looking at like a jacket that's kind of like the Sitka Strata set. I have a buddy that has a Sitka Strata set. I've used it, and I find it awesome. It's great stuff, but for $350, it's like, what else is there? And when I bought this, it claimed that it was waterproof, it claimed that it was windproof, and it claimed that it was quiet. And I can tell you for sure it hit 2 out of those 3 things on the money. Like, it is an awesome jacket. If I put it on, I can show you guys some features of it, but it is an awesome jacket. I also love the pattern too. But the first thing you notice is it fits nice. Like, when it comes to shooting my bow, it feels amazing. It also has, if you can see, this like cuff adjustment. So on my right sleeve, I actually have it on, like, I have it buckled in a little bit tighter, so it's tighter on my sleeve. So when I'm drawing back my bow, it's not like affecting my draw. And then on my left side, I have it all the way open so I can fit more layers under it. Because right now it's November in Wisconsin, so it's getting down to like the 30s during sits, which can get a little bit chilly. But this jacket does a great job. It also claimed to be waterproof, which is by far, they are for sure telling the truth about that. I actually wore this 4-wheeler riding last weekend, and it rained for 6 hours straight. And when I mean rain, it rained pretty good. And I had this on, and they had their bibs on, which is the exact same clothing line as this. It's the Venture series. And when I had this on, I had the Venture bibs on, and I had my lacrosse boots on. I stayed completely dry head to toe. Like, there was no leaking, none of the seams leaked. They claim they're all taped. I would find that to be very true personally. It's a great jacket for how light it is and for how maneuverable, like how good it is from 60 degrees down to 20 degrees. They hit the nail on the head. The one thing I can say about this jacket is, if you can't tell, it is a little bit louder. It's not bad, and it's definitely manageable. So like in a tree stand, I've had gear at 20 yards and they can't hear me. And it's just for personal preference. I would rather it be a little bit quieter, but for it being waterproof, it is by far the quietest jacket I've ever worn. It's got a nice big chest pocket, and I find that pretty sweet. The lanyard is for your rangefinder, which I actually used tonight. I had a buck at like 40 yards. I was actually sitting on the ground because my buddy was farther down and I couldn't find a tree to put my hang-on stand in. So I was actually sitting on the ground and I ended up using this jacket more than I ever thought I was going to. The pattern, I mean, the deer was looking me straight in the eyes and it never even seen me, never knew I was there. I was definitely moving, definitely trying to get ready for a shot and never knew I was there. Worst part was it didn't get closer than 40 yards and I was not about to take that kind of shot at a whitetail. Which at a target, I can hold the group pretty good, but at a whitetail, I didn't want to take that risk. But yeah, it is an awesome jacket, and I would highly suggest it. I think retail on it's pretty pricey, like $289 or something like that. Which for $289, I would say it's definitely worth the price, especially when you're comparing it to brands like Sitka. But when I got this jacket for $130 on their like big website sales, like 50% off and stuff like that, and it was. For $130, there's absolutely nothing on the market you can find that is better than this jacket. I just truly don't think so. The next thing I bought was their bibs, and this is actually what originally caught my attention when I was looking for new hunting gear, was because I wanted to find a set of bibs that was waterproof, but also quiet enough and light enough that it was reasonable for me to hunt in. I'm a very big public land guy. I like hunting public land, and another big thing I love doing is moving. Like, not necessarily moving as in scaring deer, but I like putting on miles. I like being to be agile and feeling like I'm not restricted. And this is definitely an awesome set to their Venture series. It is awesome. It's, like I said, it's completely waterproof. It's made out of the exact same materials as that jacket. And it is quite honestly just as thin. Like it is, these are not heavy clothes. They're very light, especially for how warm they are. They're very light, but they definitely do pack a punch, especially for their weight. They are just an awesome set of gear. Let me put this on real quick to show you guys a couple of cool things. First thing I will say is that it definitely fits super good from the waist up. These straps feel awesome. It does not feel restricting. And overall, it just feels like a nice set of bibs. Super thin, and they give you enough room up here that you can fit layers underneath it, which I like doing. I like layering underneath my bibs. And they do give you two quite big chest pockets that I can fit a lot of things in. Let's say I'm ice fishing or something like that. The one, well, I guess there's two complaints that I don't necessarily like about the jacket. There's no pockets for your hands can go right here. The only pockets that they do have is this thigh pocket, which is where I put my phone. And then on my left side, I have my wallet or anything really. But between the jacket and these bibs, I have plenty of pockets. But if you're big jackets and vests inside of the bibs, then you like having those outside pockets, that is one thing that they are missing. Another thing with these bibs, they have two zippers on the sides, so you can actually leave it zipped. So that's what I mean. And it also has a nice buckle at the bottom. You can't see them doing. But so all their zippers are waterproof. But the one thing that is nice in my old bibs that I have, and I actually had the old redhead silent head bibs, is that they do have two zippers, so I can leave it zipped at the bottom, and I can leave it ventilate as I walk in, which is why, another reason why I really like this stuff is, that's also something I forgot to mention on this, is they tried their absolute best to make it as versatile as they could. So like this jacket, there's actually armpit zippers to let out heat, to let out all the sweat and stuff that you build up while walking into land, like public land. And they just did an awesome job. I've worn this in, like the hottest I've worn it was like almost a 60-degree day. And I did sweat. I'm not gonna say it was perfect, but it was pretty darn good. Especially when it came to how far I was walking and the gear I was carrying. But yeah, these bibs are awesome. Again, like the jacket, they are a little bit noisy. If you have me quiet, you can kind of hear that there is a little bit like that sound that it makes, but it's really not bad. I had that whitetail real close to me today, and it never heard me, never seen me. I love the approach camo. They're like, because they have two different sizes of camo. And that, I mean, like on my vest, I have the like more green camo, and this one's just more like a brown camo. And I do really like this camo. It's awesome. I do love this gear. I'm excited to see just how cold I can get though, because they don't feel heavy. I've got it down to like 25 is like my coldest sit, and I stayed plenty warm, but you never know when it comes to late Wisconsin. It can be very, very cold, especially when it comes to late season bow hunting. So we'll have to see how it holds up. And also, if you guys care, this is the back of the bibs. And the jacket does have one of those harness loops or whatever to stick your tree harness through. I should use my harness more, but that's one thing I don't use that much, you could say. I should, but I don't. The last thing I bought after I had that jacket and those bibs for a good amount of time, I had some buddies that have a Sitka, one of them Sitka vests. I forget which kind that they have. But I ended up getting this vest, which I think was one of my favorite things I bought from them. I never thought I'd be a guy that likes vests, but oh boy, are they awesome. They said that it's got like 150 grams of, what's it called? Prima Loft insulation, which is kind of like an insulation that's based off of goose feathers, you could say. It just dries faster, and I think it's a little bit warmer or something along those lines. But one thing I love about this is being a bow hunter and being a big duck hunter and stuff like that. I hate when my arms are restricted, as I mentioned, with that jacket. And that jacket does a great job of letting me be maneuverable and get warm. This vest really just ties it all together because there's nothing on my arms that blocks me, and yet it keeps all of my internals very warm. So with just those bibs, I have long johns and jeans on, and then with the sweatshirt, this vest, and that jacket, I can get down to easily 30 to 34 degrees, you could say. Anything colder than that, then I start throwing on my old base layers. Like I have my older redhead stuff, which I still love this stuff, and I can get down quite chilly. So it's awesome stuff for how light it is. That I just truly think there's nothing better for the value, you could say. To top that all off, that is the last thing of Badlands that I personally have bought. Overall, though, I guess that Badlands stuff, you could say, is probably, so far, it has held up. I mean, I know I've only had it for a month and a half, but I love it so far. I mean, like, to have the whole set on, here, I'll do that actually real quick for you guys. Show you what it looks like when it's all on. And right now, all I have on is just long johns, jeans, and a sweatshirt with one of them like nicer like long john shirts. You could say those like merino shirts, but it's not actually merino. I am gonna buy some of that stuff because I got some friends that claim it's like awesome. But like I said, there's tons of room underneath these bibs. But once I have this all on, you can see that it's really pretty awesome stuff because it definitely does keep you pretty darn warm. Like I said, it is a little bit louder, but it is awesome for the money. Like my arms, I can still move them. I'm very agile. I mean, guess you could say I can touch my toes, but it is just awesome stuff. Well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope this helped you with making your decision. Like I said, the closest thing I can compare this stuff to is my buddy's Stratus Sitka set, which I think the stuff is actually a little bit warmer. It is waterproof, which that Stratus is not, but it is a little bit louder. So, I mean, yeah, that's what I guess I can tell you. It's awesome stuff. I would suggest it to damn near anyone that's looking to buy nice hunting gear, but at the same time, not break the bank. Because I know how much that advertising and stuff can get people, and you want to go out and you want to buy the Stratus set or everything that Sitka offers, the Fanatic bibs and the Fanatic jacket, but once you're all set down with that, you have $1,000 stuck in the Sitka and your hunting gear, and it's like, well, there goes all that money, you could say. And I'm just a kid that likes to get out into the woods, but also be comfortable. And I think that stuff for the money is quite possibly the best stuff you can buy that I have found personally. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff, and let me know if you want me to review anything else that I do. So, peace. Have a nice night.